Okay everyone, let's face it. Making $100,000 a year today is a lot like making a couple grand 30 years ago. Opportunity to make money is literally everywhere. What you need is to have the right game plan and to execute. In this video, I'm gonna show you the 7 things that you need to make your first $100,000 online. And the truth is, you only need 3 of them. Now I can only show you the door. You're the one that's gonna have to walk through it. Now, all of this comes from my personal experience, from undeniable value that I have paid other people over $100,000 for. I have quite literally paid people 6 figures for what I'm gonna show you today. In a previous video where we talked about how to make $50,000 a month, we discussed the difference between commodity skills and undeniable value. This is the roadmap that you need to focus on, and how to combine those commodity skills with several nuances we're going to talk about as well, so that you can create undeniable value and earn the income that'll fundamentally change your life. I'll leave a link down below in the description for that video as well, so you don't miss it. So I want to start with the 3 core principles of digital marketing. Pretty much everyone needs all of these things. These are skills that are never gonna go away. These are opportunities that will only ever continue to grow. And these are things that you can start today. And then we're gonna go into the 4 nuances that take these commodity skills and force multiply them into undeniable value. And remember, you only need 3 of these things to make your first $100,000 online. So let's get started. Now, I know you love these videos, so before we do, I want you to go down and hit the like button, and don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss any other videos. All right, with that being said, let's get to it. Now, the first skill that'll help you get to $100,000 a year is email. Even if you've never run emails to sell anything before, this is a skill that you can pick up quickly. Now, for everyone watching, there's about a third of you where this is going to feel incredibly natural, and you're gonna be good right away. I will also say there's a third of you where this won't be easy, but it's something you can absolutely learn, and it'll become a pillar of your future success. And truth be told, there's about a third of you where you're not gonna be good at this. This is not your calling. This is not your strong suit, but you can make plenty of money doing other things, and we'll get to those in a minute. Now, like I said, for 2/3 of you, this is gonna feel really natural, or it can be something that you can pick up very quickly, and you can use that to earn your first $100,000 online. I've brought people into my businesses, my clothing businesses and protein businesses, CBD and education, and within weeks, they were already earning thousands a month doing this. And honestly, that's great pay. But as an email or CRM marketer, you should be aiming to make at least $120,000 a year. And of course, one of the best benefits of email marketing is that it can be 100% remote. You don't have to work from an office ever again. I have teams where members are on different continents, and they're doing amazing work from their home office or living room. And for those of you watching who aren't really sure if this is for you or how much to charge half as much as everybody else. And as you get better and sign on new clients, charge them more. And you can ultimately fire the ones that don't pay you nearly as much. And over time, you'll be earning more and more money without having to do any more work. And that's really what it's all about. Now, the second way to make your first 100K online is to run search ads for other people. This is a world that I'm not too involved with, but I am a consumer. I have paid millions to people to do this for me. And there's no reason you can't do this. But I always talk about the value of search marketing. You can be certain that if I'm running ads on Facebook, somebody somewhere is throwing stuff up on Google and Bing. And they're running all kinds of keyword search campaigns, as well as shopping and video and display. I legitimately don't know anyone who's successful that doesn't rely on this. You have to understand, I'm often paying thousands of dollars to people who are much better than me at this to do it on behalf of my companies. And it's something that if you can educate yourself on, you can capitalize on it. And it doesn't even have to be that complicated. You could quite literally take some ChatGPT variations of winning Facebook ads, throw it up in a search campaign, and print cash for someone. All you need is the skill set to capture and monetize attention, and then the ability to market yourself as the person to do it. I see plenty of people marketing this service up and selling their services on job boards around the world. There's undeniably a lot of money to be made in search marketing, just like in social, which of course I love. But in search, we have the advantage of the stakes being rather low, so the cost of a mistake is not nearly as expensive. Plus, we have the benefit where the stakes are considerably lower, so a cost of a mistake is a lot less expensive, and the upside is almost unlimited. So look, you'll never see me teaching how to run search ads, but I know just how profitable it can be. I've seen it with my own eyes, year after year, time and again. Now, the next way to make $100,000 online is with paid social. For all of you watching that might think you don't have the it factor that it takes to be good at social, understand that even if 10% of the people in digital marketing learn how to do it, that's hundreds of thousands of people around the world that can make their first 100K online with Facebook ads. For those of you interested in this, attention really is the new currency. I just can't tell you how exciting it is to run Facebook ads, and by no means is it too late to get started. You can make great money with Facebook ads. I have often made over 6 figures running ads for people, and sometimes I've worked for more than one of them at once. I've gotten equity deals from running Facebook ads for $1 million companies, and there are ad agencies that regularly charge 10 or 20% of an ad spend as commission. In fact, back in the day when I was a supervisor at Omnicom, I would regularly generate over $250,000 in commissions a day. And you'll probably see that I'm probably the only person with well over $100 million in revenue driven that's not pushing the commission side of the ad agency business. Instead, I talk about growing businesses and how things like ROAS are a scam, and how pretty much every single expert that you see on YouTube and Twitter and on stages is pretty much wrong about pretty much everything that they're talking about. And I like the fact that I've built 8 and 9 figure successful businesses year after year and helped other people to achieve that same level of success and independence. And I have trained people to have that freedom. And I have turned down partnerships with 7 and 8 figure ad agencies whose business model didn't align with my values. And who knows, maybe in the future, I'll continue to be able to speak truth to power and start an ad agency built on economic and business and scientific principles that are undeniable, instead of the business model of lying to clients to push up commissions and ultimately rely on your sales team to not go out of business. Now, from equity deals and brand partnerships and the commissions, if I wanted to go that route, I could easily be earning 7 figures a year as a media buyer. Bear in mind that I am in the highest niche and skill set. It is not common for people to have the same combination of commodity skills and these nuances that create undeniable value in a way that it's literally not possible for a brand to pay me enough. And I'll show you here just a couple of videos from me training folks over the last 5 years. And over that time, I've been able to prove my value and the impact of my work helping brands go from $50K a month to $1 million a week, year after year, time and time again. Remember, you're never gonna be great to start with, but it's absolutely worth it to take the first step. Now, I just wanna say, I know you could be literally anywhere on the internet right now, and you've chosen to be here, and I wanna say thank you. I know that you're choosing to spend your time with me, and that's the one commodity that you will never be able to give it back. That's the one single most valuable thing. And for that, again, thank you. And if you check down below and want to spend more time with me, you'll see a link for Disruptor School. And that is probably the single greatest investment you can make outside of the Facebook Ads MBA program. You get access to the classroom, regular master classes, and unlimited access to a mastermind community. So go down there and check it out. And with that being said, let's dive into the 4 nuances that turn commodity skills into undeniable value. Now, the first nuance that we can place on a commodity skill that will help us earn our first $100,000 online is economics and being an econometrician. Econometricians study and practice the social science that studies the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. This is all about understanding if you're running organic efforts or Facebook or TikTok or Google Ads, whatever it might be, what is the impact of those marketing dollars on the attention that you earn? So that way you are way more than just the person running the ads. You're the person blowing up the business. And this is what separates the people who focus on targeting and talk about ROAS and volume of creative testing and all of these other very myopic definitions of success that kind of just kick pebbles around from the folks that can take a 6-figure company and turn it into an 8-figure business with a 9-figure exit. Now that sounds amazing until you realize that the number of businesses that are actually set up to be that successful is actually pretty small. And the amount of time and effort it takes to train a business owner or an entrepreneur to understand why we're doing what we're doing often makes the end result not even worth it. And there's a reason why econometricians are rarely the most popular media buyers. And the reason that I'm mentioning that now is that the old business model of lying to your clients to push up commissions using silly things like ROAS is dying. And because you're not making a giant commission on the ad spend of a huge business, you're not making as much money up front. But because you earn more and more without having to do more work, and you set the business up to be successful and self-perpetuating in a way that scales with ease, and you can get paid in equity, you become almost irreplaceable. And now you've taken this nuance to create undeniable value. Now, please bear in mind that finding the right client for this can be a lot of trial and error. It can feel like banging your head against the wall over and over until you find a relationship that works. And obviously, once you find a relationship that works, you can grow really quickly. And this can often bring you to the point where you've maxed out your ability to bring value. And that can be uncomfortable, which is really exciting. Because, like I mentioned before in the Your Future Will Be Defined by 3 Things video, this will give you the opportunity to understand what questions to ask and how to define success in a better way, and ultimately, what's the most important information and metrics to help you get there. Now, I know all of this sounds complicated, but it's actually one of the easiest nuances to stack on a commodity skill and help you earn your first $100,000 online. Now, storytelling is one of the best ways to turn a commodity skill into undeniable value, especially if you are able to convey emotions or explain complex ideas in a way that's easy to digest. Most people are too scared to put themselves out there and experience rejection. Or they think they're really good, and they never actually get to where they think they deserve to be. The truth is that storytelling takes a very long time to get good at, and it's very difficult to be successful. I've been doing this for many years, from being a radio personality and stand-up comic to a touring musician. And I turned my experience in business and my ability to tell stories into an education platform, which grew and built multiple communities, and I have hired proper employees and have teams around the world. And I can proudly say that helping people has been the single best paycheck that I've ever earned. And when we talk about those commission deals and running ads for other people, you also have to think about how much I would have to give up to make those jobs work. I have thousands of students on Facebook ads, and I have 4 YouTube channels and 3 TikTok accounts and 3 Instagram accounts, and I have 3 editing teams on staff, plus all of the other fun things that go into running a business, like interns and a COO and the assistants to help make it all work. It's a very difficult skill to supervise adding value at any high level. And remember, storytelling is only ever going to be as good as how it is weaponized. I love telling stories and helping people, but the reason it helps me make so much money is because of how I utilize that nuance, pairing it with other commodity skills to create undeniable value. The highest paid storytellers are often the folks who say the fewest amount of words. Perhaps the greatest storyteller, in my opinion, is David Ogilvy. From the man with the eye patch for Hathaway shirts to my favorite ad ever, which is the 0 to 60 yes ad for Volkswagen, which was done by Arnold Communications in the Ogilvy style, crafted around a Rolls-Royce ad. If you're good at conveying a message, you can easily earn $100,000 a year, doing it with one of those commodity skills so that you can do this job better than anyone else because now you're providing undeniable value. And I'm sure the reason that most people struggle is because they look at storytelling as the primary skill instead of the nuance to one of the other commodity skills that we've talked about. And if you're good, yeah, you can go to places like Fiverr, Upwork, or creative marketplaces and start to sell your skill set. And I know folks, I've seen folks, I know folks, I've hired folks from places like that are now earning $30,000 to $50,000 a month doing this for other people. Now, the next nuance we're going to talk about is great because it's all about creating more value without having to make any more products or do any more work to create new experiences. And that is operations. Operations management is the administration of business principles to create the highest level of efficiency within an organization. Operations is all about being able to go into somebody else's business. And without making anything new of your own, you can take what's there and make it far more valuable. Now, I personally make 5 figures a month by helping people who are good at social or email or search marketing and help them optimize their operations. And if I wanted, I could easily make close to 6 figures a month, just optimizing the operations of people who are already succeeding, leveraging only commodity skills and effectively being undeniable value for hire. And not too long ago, I would have said this would have been an illegitimate nuance because the cost of attention was so vastly underpriced. And because we were in a bull market, it was extremely easy for people to do almost everything the wrong way and still be wildly successful. So I never considered this to be an easy entry point for a 6-figure income. But these days, with so much free traffic from places like TikTok, and so many people trying to focus on building their own businesses, even though they don't really have great business acumen, I'm really seeing the potential for anyone with operations management knowledge and take the application of that knowledge and turn it into a full-time force multiplier to the other things we've been talking about. So if you can find smart people who are dedicated to a specific service or offering and help them continue to be the Imagineer, and with your understanding of what they do and how to optimize things behind the scenes, you can make this work. This is what we call being a fractional CMO or COO. And it's one of those things where a little bit of knowledge can go a really long way. And it becomes very easy for one person to generate opportunity in a lot of places and ultimately create generational wealth for themselves. The final way that I'm going to recommend to you to make your first 100K online is to dedicate yourself to the understanding of consumer psychology. This is what I did back in 2013, and honestly, what I got good at selling candy bars in Little League. With simple tools like what Sarah Levinger teaches in Disruptor School, I have seen people easily turn struggle into opportunity. The $15,000 to $25,000 a month paychecks are rampant from skills like this. And I'll link the Using Psychology to Convert masterclass down below. Almost every successful business owner is starting to realize that understanding consumer psychology is what takes running ads or sending emails into the ability to print cash. These are the things that unlock growth. Even me, I've had ads that have spent millions of dollars and run for years. And I've invested in hiring Kardashians and TV stars to make UGC content for me. And I used to have a 6-figure monthly budget for this type of effort. And even now, like I said, I have 3 editing teams that I use to make content that I distribute daily, to help me make content that my team distributes multiple times a day to multiple accounts on basically every social media platform on the planet. And I've wasted a lot of money, but I've also driven over $1 billion in revenue from brands around the world. And I can tell you that understanding how people think and why people spend money is a superpower that creates undeniable value. And it all comes from understanding how to earn someone's attention and trust. And remember, like I said before, attention is the new currency. So if you can leverage a mastery of consumer psychology, and if you can pair your understanding of consumer psychology with one of the other nuances we talked about and stack that with one of the commodity skills that we mentioned earlier, there's legitimately no limit to how quickly you can earn $100,000. And more importantly, how quickly that $100,000 can be your monthly target instead of a dream. Now, that being said, I just want to say thank you a lot. I know you could be literally anywhere. And so remember, down below, you're gonna see links for the Disruptor School, for some of the videos that we talked about, as well as Sarah Levinger's Using Psychology to Convert Masterclass. You'll also see links for the Facebook Ads MBA program and the newsletter. Plus, hey, we got a merch store too, so check all of that out. Now, YouTube thinks you might like a couple of these videos. Don't forget to hit the button. And until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.